Sufis rule. Although they never really explained it, the Sufi philosophy goes back to a school of Eastern holy men that some people say predates most of the major world religions. They were known for mixing cosmic wisdom with a wacky sense of humor. That was apparent, and I think that the chances are pretty good that Tarak, Barak, Karak, Arak, and Sarak all graduated in the same class. What do you think? Stay right where you are for more Sequels Saturday when we return to Angel Beach for Porky's Revenge. That's up next at 11 o'clock. I think there's probably only one thing better than getting paid to watch all of these movies that I host here on the Movie Channel, and that's getting to rub elbows, so to speak, with all the guest hosts that drop by our studios. I also think it gives a real personal touch to things when somebody like Ron Howard brings a few of his favorite movies in, or Richard Thomas guest hosts a festival of family films. This month alone, we've got Shirley Jones. She's going to host our Hollywood Classic of the Week. And we've also got Doug Henning with a little movie magic. It's all just another reason why the Movie Channel truly is the ultimate film source on your cable box. Porky's Revenge is up next, but first we're going to the heart of Hollywood to talk to Leonard Nimoy, star and director of Star Trek IV. So stick around.
This week, the Movie Channel continues to bring you different and exciting movies every night. On Monday, feel the warmth of the summer of 42 on the Hollywood Classic of the Week. A young man must handle the feelings of his first love. Then, Class of 44 takes the boys of summer of 42 and makes them into men. On Tuesday,
I laughed and cried.
Elvis Presley is the king, and the king lives again in This Is Elvis. Then, Max is back, and he's up against mean Tina Turner in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Then, Jason's back too, and this time there's a copycat killer right behind him in Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. On Wednesday, the fat boy gets even in Porky's Revenge. On Thursday, she wants love. He wants lovers in Key Exchange. For a week that's filled with exciting movies, the Movie Channel is the place to be.
The Movie Channel presents The Filmmakers, showcasing films that provide an insightful look at a selected group of movie craftsmen who bring a personal distinction to their films. On January 10th and 11th, two films from Academy Award-winning director Michael Cimino showcase his powerful visual sense and attention to detail. Nowhere are these unique skills more apparent than Heaven's Gate, Cimino's vivid portrayal of America's 19th century immigrants. However, Cimino's obsessive drive towards perfection led to the budget being tripled, the downfall of a major motion picture studio, and Cimino's banishment from Hollywood. Year of the Dragon, starring Mickey Rourke, marks Cimino's return to filmmaking after nearly 5 years of Hollywood exile. Cimino brought this explosive crime drama in on time and within budget, thus completing the life, death, and resurrection of his filmmaking career. See The Filmmakers, featuring the films of Michael Cimino, January 10th and 11th on the Movie Channel.
If you love movies, chances are you own a VCR. And if you own a VCR, what's a better, more convenient place to tape films than the Movie Channel's own VCR Theater? We open the doors of our film library every night at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Central, offering you a wide array of movies to record with no late charges and no penalty fees. Just some great films to tape while you sleep, then watch whenever you want. Beginning Friday, January 9th, the 1985 Cannes winner of Best Foreign Film, Dance with a Stranger. On Saturday, Montgomery Clift stars in the Hitchcock classic, I Confess. Sunday, January 11th, tape Mickey Rourke in Michael Cimino's Year of the Dragon. On Monday, tape the rarely seen, much talked about Michael Cimino film Heaven's Gate. Tuesday, January 13th, Bells Are Ringing in Judy Holliday's last film. On Wednesday, King Arthur and Merlin return in John Boorman's lush Excalibur. Wrap up on Thursday, January 15th with Brooke Shields, obsessed with her first endless love. Next week, you can record these great movies while you sleep, then watch them whenever you want on VCR Theater. Every night, 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Central. Now the Movie Channel is the perfect VCR accessory.
welcome to this edition of The Heart of Hollywood. There's probably been more written about Star Trek than any television series in history. When the show first aired in 1966, it boldly went where no TV series had gone before. Star Trek used space exploration to raise questions about ethics and dignity and man's place in the universe. There have been several Star Trek films since the series was canceled in 1969, of course. Each has been more and more popular. The most recent one is Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Captain Kirk and his crew time travel back to the Earth of 1986. And it looks like this one is going to be more popular than any of them, the most popular one of all. The thing that's attracting audiences this time around is the humor. The story contains more than just a dash of comedy, as the crew of the Enterprise is exposed to life on a very primitive Earth.
You mind stopping that damn noise?
And I say screw you! And I hope you're blue too. We're all bloody wetland.
I think they'll be excited by the premise and be suitably amazed by the special effects. Other than that, you'll get your money's worth.
The original cast has stayed together since 1966. For them, Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, was a homecoming in itself.
This particular group of people have a chemistry. When you put them together, something starts to happen. They interact with each other in wonderful ways. That's not always true. You bring together 7 or 8 actors and actresses, it doesn't always happen that way. With this group, it does.
But ain't it just great? Ain't it just grand? We've got each other.
It's like a family reunion each time because we did become a family during this show. Of course, we saw more of each other than we did our own families during the series. And then to get back together again each time is somewhat like a family reunion again. And then after we're into it for a while, why, it's more or less like old times.
This time around, there has been a conscientious effort to invest the characters with personality, with dimension, as opposed to simply have us sitting on the bridge and reading out consoles. And that is artistically rewarding.
It's like a marriage in many respects. But because the people that we work with are inventive actors, it's always delightful to be surprised by what they do. And so there is that element of new discovery with each script that we tackle.
Leonard Nimoy's decision to play Spock turned out to be a golden decision, but he admits that he took a chance in playing an unusual character with a strange appearance in a science fiction television series.
I was making a substantial, secure living as an actor, but I was the kind of actor that if you saw me on the street, you might think, didn't I meet him at a party somewhere? You know, you wouldn't necessarily associate me with any specific performance you might remember. And as I say, I was serious about potentially being a director. It was at that stage where I could have gone in either direction, and suddenly here came this role, this Spock character in this television series, and I was a little nervous about it because I thought I was fairly serious about the work that I was doing, trying to maintain a dignified career. To put on pointed ears was a dangerous thing to do. But it worked out fine.
Perhaps we could cover a little philosophical ground. Life, death, life, things of that nature.
I did not have time on Vulcan to review the philosophical disciplines.
Come on, Spock, it's me, McCoy. You really have gone where no man's gone before. Can't you tell
Nimoy's early ambitions to direct were postponed for 20 years. However, the Star Trek films have finally given him a chance to resume that career. I've
been wanting to fulfill my directing dreams for a long, long time. I felt there was a lot that I had to offer Star Trek, a lot that I knew about the characters and the history of the stories and what worked about Star Trek, that a director coming in from outside wouldn't have the benefit of. And I thought, why not cash in on that and offer it to Paramount? And I did, and they said, sounds like a good idea, and put me to work as a director.
Large mushroom pepperoni with extra onions and a Michelob, please.
Really?
What is that?
What's what?
You have a pocket pager. Are you a doctor?
is it? I thought I told you never to call me.
Sorry, Admiral. We just thought you'd like to know. We'll beam in them in now.
All right. Tell them phaser's on stun. Good luck, Kirk out.
Who are you?
Who do you think I am?
Don't tell me. You're from outer space.
No, I'm from Iowa. I only work in outer space.
We're here after 20 years, and it could go on another 20, I suppose. I don't know.
Beam me up, Scotty. And I'll see you for the next edition of The Heart of Hollywood, this month and every month, in between the movies and only on the Movie Channel.
Enforcers don't necessarily uphold the letter of the law.
Didn't work, huh?
They enforce only justice.
And will.
Some wear a badge, and some don't.
Yep, he's our new preacher. Preacher, huh?
But they all have one thing in common.
You wouldn't want me to leave before I finish my work, would you?
They'll take on any challenge without compromise. When no one else can. Clint Eastwood, Sylvester Stallone, Charles Bronson, Christopher Reeve, and Chuck Norris. Enforcers Week, January 18th through the 22nd at 9, 8 Central on the Movie Channel.
I can't see anything.
Belmont Avenue and
I'm here, dear.
gang warfare.
You can watch it on television.
Meet Bruce Fleckstein, dentist and ladies' man.
Gum surgery took second place for old Brucey.
Amateur photographer and all-around sleaze.
Took some pictures.
Those pictures were symbols of our mutual trust.
In all kinds of positions.
Nude.
You too.
Who would possibly want to murder him?
Enough people to populate Biloxi, Mississippi.
I suspect everybody.
Kaboom! Die, worm.
Find out in Compromising Positions. You won't see it on HBO or Cinemax.
What can we say about Bruce Fleckstein?
I could never be intimate with someone who wore a pinky ring.
Well, he certainly cleared my sinuses.
Susan Sarandon, Raul Julia, and Judith Ivey star in Compromising Positions. Premiering Saturday, January 24th, exclusively on the Movie Channel.
Coming soon on the Movie Channel. Coming soon on the Movie Channel.